Yo, what's up, guys? So this is like a an update video to the Bayonetta 3 thing. Um, so apparently there's a lot of more information that's come out in the last 10 days. Um, so I'm recording this. It's the 25th. So apparently there's some stuff on my screen. Apparently, Helena Taylor allegedly, we don't know if this is 100% true, but apparently she asked for a lot more. It's just a whole lot of extra stuff. Um, so I found this article, um, and it's going to lead to a couple more articles. So this is from IGN. Uh, so basically, it says right here: original Bayonetta actress releases new statement to defend myself and my reputation. There were not extensive negotiations. Taylor tweeted. Um, so let's just go ahead and get into this. So, former Bayonetta voice actor Hellena Taylor has taken to Twitter to defend herself against claims that she is a liar and, and gold digger. Come on, man. In relation to ongoing controversy surrounding Bayonetta 3 regarding payment for reprising her role as the titular character. Gold, come on, man. People just throw any words out there. Last weekend, Taylor took to Twitter to vent frustration at allegedly being offered just $4,000 to voice Bayonetta in the upcoming game. Following this, articles from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier and VGC's Andy Robinson, which cited multiple sources and documentation that contradicted Taylor's account, she was offered only $4,000 to reprise her role as Bayonetta. Today, the voice actor released a new statement via Twitter in which she sought to defend herself and her reputation. So this was updated yesterday on the 24th. Um, so essentially, I'll go to the other article. Um, so essentially, the first one right here, Bloomberg's. So I think it's this one, right? Yeah, here we go. So apparently, if we go back up to here, because this was also cited in the first article from IGN. Where was it? It was right here. In the case of Bayonetta 3, the developer appeared to be determined to rehire Taylor. So apparently they wanted to bring her back. I mean, obviously, I don't see why you wouldn't want to bring her back unless she was a big headache. I mean, according to what they found out recently, that may be a reason for it. I don't know. According to two people familiar with the negotiations as well as documentation reviewed by Bloomberg, here's where here's where their accounts differ. Platinum Games sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 sessions, each paying 3 to 4 thousand for 4 hours in the studio. Said the people who asked not to be identified because they aren't authorized to discuss private contract negotiation. Now, see this right here, I don't like. You're not authorized to discuss them, right? But you told them anyway. There's one thing they always talk about these NDAs. If the NDA is truly that important, why are you saying you shouldn't say anything? You could have just declined to say nothing. Um, and I hate when they don't like if you're gonna say anything, you might as well put your name behind it, because because there's only so many people that work for this company that are working on a specific game. So it's not going to be hard to retrace steps and go back down the rabbit hole and find out the people that are saying this. You know what I mean? That would make the total for the game at least 15 grand. In response, they said Taylor asked for a six-figure sum as well as residuals on the game. Um, see, so in my previous video, this was the thing I was talking about. I don't know if I said it in the video or in my comment section, but that's what I was assuming. Like, I thought that was a thing. I mean, I guess like the big name voice actors, or if you voice something that's like that's very high in popularity, you'd have the ability to you know add residuals to the game. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how well it does. Platinum declined, and following lengthy negotiations, took auditions for a new actor. Platinum. Now this is the kicker. Platinum later offered Taylor a cameo in the game for the fee of one session, which he turned down. Now, if this is true, um, if all this is true, like first of all, look, I like voice actors. I respect the game. I respect what they do. I respect the art. Um, there's no voice actor alive right now that is getting sick that is worth six figures. I'm gonna just be honest. There's no voice actor. Um, the only person I can think of is probably like Yuri Lowenthal because he does Spider Man. But even then, I don't think he gets six figures. What's his name? The dude that does the guy that did he does all the voices for he does Joel in The Last of Us. Even I don't think he got paid six figures for The Last of Us, and that's like a one of the great people call that the greatest game, one of the greatest games of all time. There's no voice actor alive right now. I don't think in history that's worth six figures. Not Phil Lamar. Um, who else? I'm thinking of. Um, oh my god. The guy that voices. You've heard him in like Family Guy and uh, what's his name? Michael Richardson or something like that. I forgot his name, but you've heard his voice. He's been in a lot of stuff. He come on, man. There's no job he's worked. None of these none of these people. There's no voice acting job where anyone's getting six figures. I don't care how popular the game is. You know what I'm saying? Now you may get residuals. You may get some stuff on the side that get up to them six figures, but six figures off the bat. No, I don't think so. Now, this part right here about the cameo, if that's true, then that's messed up. Because that lady's been on the game since 2009. And it's one thing to decline for her to decline or I guess for, in this sense, I guess if one thing, if y'all don't come to an agreement, but to do all that and have negotiations, and then it's one thing to look for a new actor. I mean, that's just how it is. Someone has to play the character. But then you're going to offer a cameo role. Like, come on, man. Like, what kind of demotion is that, bro? And if that's the case, I agree with it. I wouldn't come back for that. Why would I come back for significantly less pay to play a cameo? Could be anything. Like when it comes to voice acting, you could be voicing just like some random character, and it just has your voice, and you can count that as a cameo because it's got your voice, and somebody might recognize like, oh, that was her. Like, nah, bro, nah, that's not cool. In an email, Taylor described this account as an absolute lie and said Platinum was trying to save their ass in the game. She said she stood by everything she said in the video. I respect it. Stand by your words. I would like to put this whole bloody franchise behind me, quite frankly. Get on with my life in the theater. Um, Representatives for Platinum Games and Nintendo didn't respond to requests for comment. Hideki Kamiya, the executive director of Bayonetta 3, called Taylor's allegations sad and deplorable in a Twitter post. Um, I don't know. You kind of got to take this right here with a. I don't know how to think about. I don't know how to feel about this because he's the executive director, so he had. I mean, he was there. I'm pretty sure he was there with the meetings for the castings. You know what I mean? So I mean, he would know better than anybody about these negotiations. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know. It makes you think maybe there's some truth to this on both sides. There was something somebody said in one of these articles. Was it the end of this one? Oh, here you go. At the end of this one. All right. So, this was so apparently this last paragraph she was getting like support from other people. Uh, so it's a few hours later, she retweeted a Twitter thread from another voice actor saying, "If you only hear one side or part of one side of a story, you haven't heard the whole story." Yeah. So essentially, I don't know, man. Uh, because there's a saying. There's like there's a I forgot how I'm paraphrasing, but it's like there's a there's some like there's a saying like there's two sides and then there's the truth or something like that. Something like that. Like there's two sides to the story. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. It's something like that. I mean, yeah, like we don't know if she's telling the whole truth, if she's telling complete lies. I don't think she would tell complete lies. I mean, I think she would have some. I'd hope she'd have some kind of self awareness, like telling a bold faced lie on social media just to get some some sympathy, just because she didn't get the paycheck she wanted. Um, like I said, if it's true that they only offered her 4 grand for like one, just for one session, just to play a cameo, then that's not right. But if it's also the other way, right, that she was asking for 6 figures, well, like I said, there ain't nobody in voice acting that's worth 6 figures. I, I'll go to my I'll die on that hill. There's no one. There's not a person. You can throw any name out there. Ain't nobody. There's no voice actor. Um, and I'm talking about all of them. Of course, other than those like Hollywood voice actors that do them. They do the movies like they do stuff like Disney and like Illumination and all that. Stuff DreamWorks like stuff. I'm not talking about like legit voice actors that do it on the regular. None of them are worth 6 figures. I'm sorry. I just like I said, that's my opinion. I'm a down that hill. You, you can feel whatever type of way you want to feel about that. Um, so yeah, and then this was the last one, the VGC. This was also referenced in the IGN um, article. Um, so, but both of these articles pretty much they say the same thing. They just piggyback off each other. Yeah, it's about the 15 grand. Um, let's see. People. So this right here. This hadn't been. I don't think this wasn't brought up in the other two articles. But it says in Taylor's video messages, which he said were an act of her breaking non-disclosure agreement. Yeah, that is true. You broke NDA. So technically, even if all this stuff was true to any degree, I mean, they if they really wanted to, they can come for your head. You know what I mean? You broke NDAs. Uh, that they claim that her concern about being out of work caused her to suffer anxiety, depression, and suicidal thoughts. People with knowledge of Platinum's negotiations indicate that they were aware Taylor has suffered depressive episodes in the past. Uh, okay, and that's not an excuse, but I mean, I guess if she was going through something, I guess she thought this was like the best way to do it. This isn't the best way to do it. Um, Honestly, in my opinion, what she should have done was just just ride out the wave, let the NDA, you know, um, let it play out, let it go through, expire, whatever, and then tell your story. Because honestly, I don't think, to be fair, unless you were a big Bayonetta fan, I don't think you even most people didn't even know. I mean, it's not a slight against her, but most people didn't know who she was. Even I don't think even big Bayonetta fans knew who she was. Somebody in one of my comments in the last video about this, they said they could tell there was a big difference in how she sounded in the trailer compared to the other two games. And I guess if you, like I said, if you really played those two games, you would pick up on it. Um, but see, this is another thing, man, about the like anxiety and depression and all that. Uh, so social media is the last thing you should be using if you're going through that. I'm sorry. I know there's people like, oh, this is like my therapy. This is my way, to relief stress. I mean, no, not really, because social media is stuff that gets put on the internet, and the internet's forever. And if you say some stuff on the internet, like I said, it's forever. And there's one thing you got to understand about the internet. When you start showing weaknesses, even if it's genuine weakness, like something like this, or like you're going through something real, like that's legit, like legit seriousness. Like even then, there are people on the internet just have no chill. They'll clown and joke about anything. So you gotta be extremely careful what you post, especially if you know you got some kind of disorder, um, some kind of your mental health is off. The last thing you need to be doing is posting or tweeting or making videos about putting on the internet. I get people are like, oh, this is like, people need to see this, but not nah, man. Everything don't need to be posted, man. Sometimes you gotta look at something. You gotta take a few minutes and just think: is this worth what I'm? Is the possible backlash and the comments and trolling, if you want to call it that, is that worth me, expressing myself, expressing yourself in quotation marks, quote unquote. Is it worth it? I mean, if it's worth in your eyes and you thought about it, you thought long hard, go ahead. That's on you, man. You got to plunge to the deep end, I guess, right? But it seems the people that do this stuff, that make these kind of in situations like that, the people like they said here, she's suffering from a lot of stuff. Apparently, it isn't. It always seems like it's the. I don't want to. I don't want to take a slight at it, but it always seems like it's the. It always feels like it's the most mentally not unstable, but like it's always people that are mentally fragile. You know what I mean? Which makes sense because if you have a strong mental fortitude, you don't have you don't usually don't need reasons. You usually aren't pushed to this extreme to do stuff like this. And like I said, um, she has the right to do it. I mean, India, like believe believe it or not, there's no contract is set in stone, even NDAs. Now, I mean, are there consequences of breaking them? Of course, there's consequences to breaking all kinds of contracts. Um, you just got to decide if the consequence is worth if the consequence you're willing to face is worth it. You know what I mean? I mean, she felt it was worth it. I mean, I guess if you're trying to shed a light on a situation that's going to, I guess so. There's one thing, like I said, about the people like post too much, like something like this, like business negotiations. I guess this will because a lot of people aren't business savvy, including myself. I'm not gonna sit and act like I'm the biggest business person. I'm not super business savvy, but I understand like finances and like you got to be sometimes you got to work and be paid what you deserve. You know what I mean? But it also comes down to the market value. Um, if it's true about the six figure thing that she asked for, um, then I mean, the market doesn't demand she gets paid six figures. That's just you gotta be real. You have to know your worth, but you gotta be realistic when it comes to it. Yeah, there's more stuff about it. Groundswell of support. Fellow voice actors shared their opinions, and then the Hideki Kamiya's, he went on about what she said. Uh, all right, so yeah, that's it. I just wanted to, I guess, recap on what's happened. Excuse me. That's happened. So I guess my final thoughts on this, because there's really nothing else that's going to come out of this. I mean, this will die off in like the next few days or so, in my opinion. But I mean, look, it it it, it's kind of weird that they offered her a contract and she turned it down. But then they wanted to bring her back as a cameo. That's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Because you could have just, because like you could have paid her that money. If it's true, you could have paid her that money. She could have done Bayonetta and done like a role. Because usually when voice acting, most of a lot of these people play they play multiple parts. Um, Especially in like anime and video games, cartoons. A person will have, they'll have their acting credit, and then they'll have like three or four different voices, characters they voiced in the game. So yeah, I don't know. Now, if it's true, she asked for six figures. What I don't know. Like I said, nobody in voice acting is worth six figures. I feel like on the PG's part, I feel like they exaggerated the amount of money to make it seem like she asked for an exorbitant amount of money. She, I mean, she made for she made ask for like 30K. You know what I'm saying? Because I can believe these games make a lot of money. There was one of these articles, I forgot which one it was. They said the second game only sold like 1 million copies, which I guess when the second game came out, what was the games at that point? Like $40, I guess. $45. So I guess yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, what's that? Doing the math right, 4.5 million just off the sales. I'm not including tax, because tax is different in different states over here. So you don't know, that money that's a lot more money, and that's not, like I said. Like she said in the last video, that's not including merchandise. Um, which I don't think. I mean, Bayonetta's cool, but I don't think she has that much merchandise. She probably has like I think she has some amiibos. Is that a thing? Did they make amiibos? I think amiibos for like Smash characters, right? It's probably like the figurines. True. There's probably some apparel out there, with Bayonetta stuff. So I mean, I'm sure there's a lot. It's just not. I've never seen that stuff in person, or like even like on the internet. Like people just rocking like a Bayonetta shirt or a Bayonetta hat or something like that. So I don't know. But yeah, I mean, she's right. It's for the amount of money these games make. I mean, you can offer they could have offered her a little bit more, but they said it was. I mean, I don't know. She said it was. I mean, they said it was lengthy negotiations. I don't know, man. This stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Like you said, like Miss Taylor said, she wants to just get on with her life at this point. I mean, she said her piece. It is what it is. Like I said in the last video, um, she asked people to boycott it. I'm in the opinion of don't boycott it. Buy the game. If you really like the Bayonetta series, buy the game legally, please. The worst thing you can do is the worst thing you can do is pirate stuff. People always have this thing. Oh well, I'm not gonna buy the game. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna pirate it. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, dog. These people, you talking about you don't want to boycott the game, and it's like I'm not gonna give these people money, but by pirating the game, you hurt the people that make the game. So by you pirating it, it hurts everyone. You know what I mean? The whole point of a boycott is to send a message. But if everyone's going to play the game anyway, you doing your boycott, which isn't a boycott, you're stealing. You're not proving anything. You're making yourself look bad. And why would you openly admit you're gonna steal? That I never understood that. People, man, people don't have sense. But anyway, Jesus, I think I've been rambling. It's going on 30 minutes for this. So my final thoughts on this. Um, don't boycott the game. If you like it, go buy it. Um, if you want to boycott it for real, just don't buy it. Suck it up and be like, oh, I guess I just won't play Bayonetta 3 this time. I'll just never play Bayonetta 3, whatever. If you really want to boycott something, don't use it. You know what I'm saying? I think some of y'all need a history lesson on boycotting because when you boycott, you don't do it. You don't use or do what you're boycotting against. That's the main point of a boycott. Anyway, I don't know. Um, I don't know who's right, who's wrong. One side said they had talks. The other side said they didn't really have talks and got screwed and lowballed. So I don't know. I think there's something to learn. Everyone can learn. Voice actors do need to be paid better because the art itself has become a lot more, not just mainstream, but it's a lot more. I say it's a lot more of a. The art has grown. I know exponentially since like the last like 15 years. Everyone wants to be a voice actor in a cartoon now. They want a voice actor in a manga. I mean, in a manga. They want a voice act in anime now. You know what I'm saying? They want to voice act cartoons now. They want to be like, oh man, I want my voice to be in a Netflix show or something like that. Now everyone wants a voice act. Back in the day, the only people that wanted to voice act were people that liked anime. Now everyone wants to be a voice actor. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like the market's growing. Like shoot, voice acting's gotten so big. I don't even know like 85% of the people in the anime I watch. I don't even know who they are. Like I know, like I'm an old school anime fan. So like back in like the late like mid to late 2000s, I remember like the Vic Mignognas and you know the what's her name, Monica Rial, and the Jamie Marchies and the Todd Habercorns and the Crispin Freemans and the I'm about to say Lucy Hale, Jesus Christ, Lucy Christian and the Johnny Young Bosch. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the running joke in anime. It was the same, like especially in the Funimation side, it was always the same 10 people voicing everything, which is very true. J. Michael Tatum's, but now the pool is getting so diverse. Like there's a lot of good young talent out there. Um, these people got to get paid. I mean, especially this generation of voice actors, they're not gonna sit around and let you, play with their money. You got to come correct and pay them. Um, so yeah. Anyway, side chat. Okay, I need to I need to end this because I only have like 25 seconds left. So I'm done. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments section because I remember the last video I did on this. Um, y'all blew this out the water, man. I got like 1,000 views on the last video and like 100 some comments. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think. I'll be down there. Thank you. Peace. Bye. Have a good one. Good night.